Yeah, I mean, the ego will only get out of itself to a certain point, but it'll reach a point. It won't go any further. So it won't ever get out of itself because it itself, it's all a thought, and the ego itself is a thought. So a thought's trying to get out of a bunch of thoughts that it's added to itself. So the I thought is the ego, and it's added all these other thoughts on, are adjuncts, right? I am a man, I am a biker, and so on. We step over the I am and we identify with man and biker and scientist and all of that. These are all just thoughts. Yeah. And we're trying to, get rid of thoughts. But the root of all these adjuncts is another thought, the I thought. So you can't ever get out of thought. It's only when that I thought finally turns around and notices that its source is self. So yes. The only way truly completely out of ego is by turning your attention back into self and resting in self. And the grace will pull you, will strip the ego out of you without you doing anything.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I mean,
yeah. No, I mean, if I am the person who is deliberately trying to get out of the ego, then the I is getting reinforced in me in a way, I guess.
It's another identity.
Yeah.
And you can't do the searching.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the retraction back. Right. We're out here looking away and we want to subside back with our attention. And that experience is what becomes more and more curious because it's such a delightful place to be. You're like, I want to hang out there more. And then you see, as the more you hang out there, the more the world gets less threatening. It just kind of, it calms down. But yeah, that curiosity is wonderful. That's being caught in the jaws of the tiger. Advaita Vedanta terms, right?
Mm-hmm.
The jaws of the tiger are inescapable, and so is the love of yourself. Once you've tasted the love of yourself, you will forever be on the hunt for it, so to speak. It's absence of hunting, of course. It's that letting go and reciting into. That's the hunting. But you are caught in the jaws of the tiger, and your egoic days are numbered. You can't forget this. You can't not. You can't forget this. You can't say, "Oh, I'm just going to leave this now and go do something else for a few years."
No, yeah.
You can't.
No.
What is it that knows the knowledge?
Yeah.
Right. That's true knowledge. That's jnana. That's pure knowledge. That's yourself. That's what we're all doing here. Some of us do it in simpler ways than others. Some of us go after multiple PhDs and go on after that because they're trying to find this last little piece of information that's going to seal the deal. And again, it's just more outward efforts when there's only one substance, which is awareness, and therefore there's only one thing to know, right, which is not a thing. And when you know that one, you know all. That one is manifesting as all of this in front of us. Yeah. So it's counterintuitive to the Western education, right? Because we think we build knowledge. The more conceptual and intellectual knowledge you have, the closer you're getting to something. Right?
That's true. That's the kind of picture that they are selling, right? So it's like you learn a little bit here, then you learn a bit more there, and then you are given a pseudo progressive or progress card where you say that, okay, you learned this and you got this mark, so now you are ready to get that information. And that's how this whole knowledge is built, and that's where the gap is. So ultimately, nobody knows, or very, very few, I would say, would understand what it is actually.
Yeah, it's really paradoxical, because to know yourself directly, you can't know any conceptual or intellectual knowledge. You don't know anything anymore like you used to know things. You know that inherently. You look out in the world, there's a computer, there's a light. It's there, and I can talk about it, I can describe it, but inherently I have no idea what it is.
That's right, yeah.
So you're backing out. A lot of us built over time and years of school, we built this, and this is actually backing out of all of that and trusting that when it all goes, something's going to be there that's going to catch us, that's going to be better than the conceptual knowledge, right? It's counterintuitive. It's a 180. And, especially those of us who have been in school for quite a while, you're like, What do you mean I'm getting rid of all my knowledge? What would I be without my knowledge? Well, you won't be limited. Knowledge is limited.